Chairman Ehard, if it's all right with you, I did bring Madilynne Clark from Mountain States Policy Center, who's done some work. I'd like to yield my time to her, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely, Representative. We invite her to come forward and give her information.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me, Chairman Ehard and the committee members, and thank you to Representative Ehlers for asking me to testify on House Bill 444, an important policy change. I'm a senior policy analyst with Mountain States Policy Center. We're an independent think tank based in Idaho. We're pretty new, but we provide policy research and recommendations.
And I'm so sorry to interrupt you. If you would, I was trying to give you a little leeway there to introduce yourself.
Okay.
With your name. Yes, please.
Okay. Do you need me to move on? Yeah.
To actually introduce yourself, your name.
My name is Maddie Clark. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I am Madilynne Clark. And we provide information on facts about promoting free enterprise, individual liberty, and limited government. So what is home equity theft? It was a surprise to me as I learned about this research over last year. But imagine a homeowner who is struggling to make ends meet and then comes into debt of a few $1,000s to the local government in a home they own tens of thousands of equity in. The local government decides to foreclose on that property and so sells the home and pays the debt. But instead of returning the remainder of the equity after the debt is paid, the government keeps this for themselves. This is home equity theft. This practice is completely illegal for private lien holders like a bank. The shocking behavior of governments taking property without compensation has been allowed outright in 10 states, including and also the District of Columbia. And 9 other states, this is where Idaho falls in, have loopholes or different administrations. Ours is a loophole state. It's a more limited scheme. In May 2023, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously that home equity theft actions were unconstitutional under the Takings Clause. It was brought because an elderly lady named Geraldine Tyler had a home and she decided to move away for safety reasons and collected and tax accumulated. She didn't know about it. She was elderly, living in a different area. The taxes totaled and fees totaled $15,000. The county of Hennepin in Minnesota closed on her home or foreclosed her home, sold it for $40,000 and kept the $25,000 after the debt. The Supreme Court ruled this was not fair. And when they were hearing the argument, they asked if it was a $5,000 debt and a $5 million home, would the same apply? And the defense admitted that it would. So what a windfall for local governments. But it violates the Takings Clause. Chief Justice Roberts stated in his opinion, the Takings Clause was designed to bar government from forcing some people alone to bear public burdens, which in all fairness and justice should be borne by the public as a whole. A taxpayer who loses her $40,000 house to the state to fulfill a $15,000 tax debt has made a far greater contribution to the public than she owed. The taxpayer must render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's and no more. End quote. The Supreme Court decision has only ruled this action to be unconstitutional. Now it's up to the states to fix it. Idaho is one of those states, and luckily it's a small change that's needed, just a wording, because the current wording allows Idaho local governments to gift it. You can foreclose, and if you send it to auction, you'd have to return that equity. But if you gift it to another government entity, the property just disappears and the homeowner has no recourse. So in House Bill 444, it would remove that loophole. It's a simple change. I can't say one way or another, but from my perspective as a policy analyst, it is a good policy in that it protects property owners, but it also protects local governments from the potential of future lawsuits because it is unconstitutional. If you want to learn more details, we published this study about home equity theft in Idaho, but also in Oregon and Montana because we cover those other states. And I'm willing to stand for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Committee, might there be any questions? Okay.
Madam Chair, let me, if I may.
Yes, Representative.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Ms. Clark. Is there any instances in Idaho where this has taken place? And can you reference that for us?
So, Ms. Clark?
So in my, excuse me.
Ms. Clark, through the chair. So you would say, Madam Chairman.
Madam Chairman.
Yes, there you go,
Sorry.
Representative Weber. Thank you.
All right. Representative Weber. It is in Idaho, not frequently used. My research, along with Pacific Legal Foundation, who brought the suit to the Supreme Court, didn't yield any specific examples in Idaho. It's just an analysis of the language that would allow the exemption. But we didn't pull, we didn't do Freedom Amendment. We didn't pull the government records from every individual local government entity. We didn't have the staff for that.
Follow up? Nope. Representative Roten? Nope. Okay. Representative Alfieri?
Close enough, Madam Chair.
Boy.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Ms. Clark. Just a comment. I read the article in Pinnacle on Sunday night's flight back here, and I was shocked by what's gone on. So I want to thank you and Representative Ellis for bringing this great piece of legislation to us.
I think that was more of a comment.
It was a comment. That's what I said.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you, Alfieri. Okay, Representative Roten,
Madam Chair and good lady, for motion,
for a motion.
I move that we send House Bill 444 to the floor with a due pass recommendation.
Thank you. We have a motion. Okay, committee. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, then we will send it forward. We thank you for your time.